I'm going to show you guys 6 awesome ways to make extra money. No, I'm not going to be talking about surveys, and so we are good there. Hey, I'm Brianna, and I have personally used the things on this list to make some extra money. They work for me, and so if you guys are wanting to make some extra money, this is the video for you to see. So let's get right into it. So I think the way I'm going to go about this is that I'm going to go ahead and order them from easiest to hardest. So number 1, at the easiest thing you can do to get extra money is donating plasma. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have a little hole right there from donating because I've actively donated plasma before. I've personally donated myself, and when you become a regular guest, you usually make around $400 a month if you donate twice a week. But right now where I live, and I'm sure a lot of other places do this too, they're running a promotion for new guests, for new clients. You can get up to $600. At least that's what they're offering at the plasma center near me. But you guys should check out what your plasma center is offering. And so even if you just do this for a month to get an extra 600 bucks or whatever your local place is offering, I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. It takes about an hour of your time twice a week, and you can usually make $100 to $150 a week donating plasma. The reason I say this is the easiest thing is because, well, you can just show up, play on your phone while you donate plasma, and then dip. And so that's why. Now I'm gonna go on to the next easiest one, which would be food delivery. Now this includes things like Postmates, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, bitesquad. There are so many of them, I cannot name them all. And sometimes there's even some that are just specifically for your local area, so I would definitely look into that. Now, as far as pay goes, they all have different metrics, but I have heard that DoorDash and Grubhub pay the best. Grubhub pays $10 an hour plus whatever you make. You guys can check me on this in the comments. I've personally done this through Postmates and through bitesquad, which I think is here locally where I live, but I've made about $50 in the span of 2 hours. And if you do that twice a week, well, that's $100 for 4 hours of your time. Now, if I do that twice a week for a whole month, well, that's an extra $400. But of course, I was only doing 4 hours a week, which is the absolute bare minimum. You could do much more than that and make even more money. I have heard people who do this full time that can make $3,000 a month as long as they're doing all the apps and they rotate them, which is a really good tip if you guys want to do this. For example, if I get an order from bitesquad and the restaurant tells me it's going to take 40 minutes, I'll just quickly turn on Postmates and see if I get an order within that time, and I'll go run and do it while that order is getting ready. This is something a lot of people do, and it just helps you waste less time, so I would definitely give that a shot. Now, along with this, I'd also like to mention that there is websites like Instacart where you can deliver groceries to people. And I have tried this too, but it's a little bit more time consuming, although you can get paid just a little bit more per trip. They also offer this on Postmates, but I personally have not tried this on Postmates app. Now, the third way to make some extra money is tutoring, and we're getting a little closer to the hard scale. As with tutoring, you have to have some kind of natural teaching skills, or at least learn some teaching skills to be good at this and to be able to scale this. Plus, you need to be very well versed on one subject to be able to do this. Now, as far as where to go to offer your tutoring services, I've heard of places like Smart Thinking, Revolution Prep, Chegg, tutor.com, and that's just to name a few. Now, the cool thing about tutoring is that you can do this completely from home over Skype, Zoom, whatever platform you use, but I'd say you'd have to charge just a little bit less because you're not going to be doing it in person. But also, if you're okay with doing it in person, I would totally look up tutoring near me and see if you can find a place that you can offer your services at. Now, the next one is going to be selling/flipping products online, and this could include things like Depop, Mercari, or even starting a Shopify store. Now, I'd say the difficulty about this is that you have to have things to sell, and you have to have a good eye for when you're purchasing something at a good deal to be able to flip it online and resell it. I personally have a friend who does this on Mercari, and what she'll do is she'll go find thrift items and crop them or modify them in some kind of way and then resell them for a little bit more. Now, I also tried this on Depop, but what I did is I just found things that I no longer wanted, made them look a little bit nice, wrote up a nice little description, and then sold them that way. Now, as far as starting a Shopify store, this can make you tons of money, but it's a little bit more lucrative. I actually recently did a video on my first time ever starting a Shopify store, which I will link down below in case you guys want to check that out. I'm sure if you guys try it, you'll be much more successful at it because you will learn from my mistakes. If you guys are enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe and hit the like button so I can keep making content like this. On to the next one. Now, the next one I want to mention is Fiverr. So Fiverr is a place where a bunch of freelancers get online and offer their services for a price, and you as the freelancer can decide the price. Now on Fiverr, there is such a variety of things you can offer, from graphic and design to digital marketing to writing and translation to video animation to music and audio, programming and tech. Now there's things like creating a logo, some animations, advertising for you, marketing, business tips. There's just so much you can do, and you can even buy a fully made Shopify store on there, but it's a bit expensive. Now the reason I say this is more on the difficult side is because you have to have a skill that is marketable and that is worth what you'll be charging for it. The problem also is that it takes some time to build up some reviews, and once you do have some reviews built up is when you'll start really seeing the big money come in. Now I personally did my own Fiverr gig where I drew photos of people for weddings, anniversaries, whatever they liked. And that was what I had to offer. Now, the last thing I want to mention is this very platform, youtube.com. Now, I'd like to say that this is probably the best side hustle you can have, but it can be very time intensive and it takes a long time to grow. So me personally, I'm still working on this, but even channels where you don't even have to show your face, like Miss Mojo or Storytime Animated, where they make these top 10 videos or they just tell these narrated stories, they're getting millions of views. I can't even imagine how much they're making from them. And a lot of the time, they'll pay someone on Fiverr to do the animation and the narration for them, and then they just post it. Now there's tons of channels like this that make tons of money, and I want to try this myself, and eventually I probably will. Now the reason this is difficult is because it takes time to grow and really get traction on YouTube, as I am finding out myself. Now I've seen a lot more channels like this, and a lot of them say they tell real stories, but some of them are just absolutely absurd. I doubt they're real stories, but I think that this is a really good way to make extra money if you stick to it and post consistently. So I would recommend it, as I know a lot of people are making a ton of money doing this. And the one thing I always hear is don't try to reinvent the wheel. There's no need to do something crazy different, create a brand new $1 million brand. There's no need for that. Just stick to what works, and this is one thing that works. Just stick to what works, and like the things on these lists, these are things that are working consistently and making people money every day. So that's the 6 ways to make some extra money, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bonus one. I'm gonna drop the link down below. If you guys deposit $100 with Webull, they will give you, for a limited time, they'll give you up to 4 free stocks, which could be valued up to $1,600. So if you were gonna put money in savings anyways, that's a really good way to go ahead and get yourself some extra money from the free stocks. Now in this video, I only named 6 ways to make extra money, but there's a ton of ways to make extra money. And so if you guys want to see another video of more ways to make extra money, let me know. Or if you guys have any other video ideas or thoughts, let me know in the comments below as well. I want to leave you guys with a quote that I live by, which is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Henry Ford. Basically, if you believe it, you can do it. I appreciate you so much. I'm out. It's 11:06 right now, and I am drinking a Bang energy drink. This is the Blue Rasp flavor. I'm new to energy drinks, and so if you guys have a flavor you recommend, I would love if you just let me know in the comments so I can try it out.